welcome back to the Fixed Ops Roundtable. I'm Isabella Stevens, joined with Ted Ings, and today we are in the beautiful San Jose, California, with the Grande dealer group. And Ted, we have an exciting conversation on technician retention and development today.
We do. We have some friends and colleagues on the panel. I'll ask each of you to introduce yourself and what you do, starting with Maureen.
All right, partner of DGDG, I'm Maureen Martin, Vice President of Strategic Alliances for Dynatron Software.
My name is Randy Sorrentino, the Director of Service for DGDG.
William McCurry, Vice President of Fixed Operations for DGDG.
George Rodriguez, Service and Parts Director for Capital Chevrolet.
I'm Andrea Schultz, Vice President of Team and Culture for DGDG.
Thank you guys so much for your time today. Now, William, recruiting gets attention, but retention is the real battle. What's working for you?
I think the biggest thing that's working for us is giving people a clear growth path. That we're not just looking at where they're at today, that we're looking at where they're going to be at in the future. For me, I think the single biggest reason that a technician looks outside is that they either don't see or understand the vision of where we want them to get, or we haven't understood where they want to get and kind of outlined how to do that. And so as an organization, that roadmap and that plan is a really big deal for us. And I think that we've done, a pretty good job at making sure that technicians understand where they can get to, and that, if you get these trainings done, you can get to here. And then if you get these done, you can get to here. And so it gives them a vision of where they can get to. I think especially, new techs coming in, I think sometimes they're not aware of how much money you can actually make as a fully trained technician when you've honed your craft, and you can do something that 95% of society can't do, especially with the new technology in vehicles. And so I think giving them that vision and making it theirs is what's helping us to retain the technicians that we do.
Yeah, of course. Randy, it's been said that a lot of employees don't like going to training, but everybody wants to be developed. Okay. Randy, how are you developing technicians beyond just technical skills?
I love technicians. They're amazing people. They have an amazing skill and craft. You ever walk into a shop and you see a technician that's doing a body harness on a car or doing a cab off on a truck to get the engine out? The ability that they have to disassemble to get to that level, it's remarkable. And they really are amazing people for that ability. And what we really take pride in doing is recognizing that skill and that craft in that individual, making sure that they're encouraged and motivated to know that it doesn't just stop with them in the vehicle. That ability that they have, there is a future and a value in them passing that on to others. And so where there is a desire to inspire, to help someone else, we want to help that technician understand now that that's a career path, that's a career option for them. And how is it that we can help you grow those leadership skills to, one day, I don't want to say put the wrench down because it sounds so sad, but, just transition that skill and craft that you have from the wrench in a car over to your coworker, your partner next to you.
Yes, I love how you mentioned leadership, Randy. Andrea, what role does leadership and mentorship play in technician growth?
I think mentorship is incredibly important, especially when you have newer technicians coming in, to be able to pair them with an experienced technician or a shop foreman who can pass down knowledge and share knowledge, that can share shop culture and expectations, what it means to work in a dealership environment, to show them real world experience, real world situations. I think that's invaluable. I think also it goes both ways, right? You have someone that has been doing it a long time, that can share pride in their work, and share knowledge in what they've been doing. And that gives them a sense of fulfillment as well. And I think that's equally as important for the longevity of their career as well.
George, question for you. How do you keep top performers engaged and not looking elsewhere?
Great question. One of the beautiful things of working at DGDG is team culture and engagement and communication with your technician and all your employees. But really letting a technician know, fortunately in a lot of these dealerships, they're considered a network. And here at DGDG, You're a person. You're part of a team. You're part of a bigger picture. Staying engaged with our employees, our technicians, our service advisors, it's just for them to know that someone cares about. I tell my guys all the time, it's not about you, it's not about me, it's about we. And when they hear that, you stay engaged with them and ask about their families, that we care about them and how they're doing. There's no better feeling than people will want to stay. Once they get a piece of how DGGG is run and what they're truly about, they're going to stay.
Now, Maureen, in an industry facing a massive technician talent shortage, what do you see dealers doing to ensure a clearer career path and the right technology and tooling to succeed in the long term?
That's a big question. And really, this team has really outlined what I think is at the core of it, right? Is the culture and people understanding the value. When I started, you could learn everything about a dealership by walking through the shop and talking to the technicians. And, I kind of go back, I'm going to pivot a little bit. When I went to Northwood University and I spoke at the fuel camp with students that were high school students looking to come into career, what they shared with me is where we've got to do as an industry is get into the schools, both at the middle school and at the high school level, to understand the value of a career in automotive. Andrea on the last panel did a beautiful job talking about what the value can be, how much money you can make in this industry. The other thing that I have seen really successful is as technicians, are in the business for years, there might come a point where I can't do that heavy work anymore. And where I have seen the most successful groups is that they will take that talent and that knowledge, and they now have them start to work with technicians that are just coming in because they have the right culture, got the right skill. They want to be here and they want to grow here, and they really leverage those people to do it. But, if you don't have a career path documented, I think that's one of the biggest challenges I see in the industry is they talk about a career path, but they don't have it outlined. Where you talk a lot, I know Randy and William, we've talked a lot about they know exactly where they're going to go, and that makes all the difference in getting them to come to your group.
Can I follow up with you, William, on that career path, on that older technician who's been turning wrenches for 15, 20 or more years? It takes a toll on the body, okay? Now, what happens when the technician starts aging, gets a little bit older, but now has that younger workforce alongside them as well?
Yeah, I think two things. We've talked with some of our lead techs, and one of the things that the best ones is they want to impart that knowledge onto the next generation. That is a sort of a badge of honor that they wear, that they want to be able to impart that on the younger generation. But I also think that there's a part for all of us in what that transition looks like. And so, we've had managers that have, technicians that have transitioned into managers or transitioned into advisors or transitioned into dispatchers, where they've taken all of those years of knowledge that they have, but they're still able to impart it and make a difference in that dealership and work as long as they ultimately want to.
The place I've seen that is in the MPI inspections, because now they're being asked to be on video camera. And so, taking that knowledge, but also giving them the skills to be on camera and to talk to the customers, because you are like the doctor of the vehicle. And so they need seen that way. It just builds confidence in their guest experience.
Exciting stuff, and exciting also, William, to see the technician become more front-facing, as Maureen is saying, and some of these new technologies and tools that are now combined in the fabric of real lives.
Absolutely.
I'm Ted Ings. I'm here with Isabella Stevens. We are at the Del Grande Dealer Group in San Jose, California, and we're going to be coming right back.